van días y varias semanas.
He hasn't given no response, and it's been days, and it's been weeks, and he has... What do you think, Sarah, of this canyon right here?
It's absolutely incredible. I haven't been to Tijuana in a lot of years, and seeing how wide open it is. I mean, I don't know if you could turn the camera around and show everyone just how wide open it is. It's incredible.
A couple of questions. No. Rashida, what is your opinion on the massive child trafficking that is happening? Y espero logren su objetivo de la justicia a su país. Luchen por su país. Say the basically fight for your country. Están bloqueando el acceso. ¡Viva! La Policía Federal o la autoridad nos está deteniendo el acceso y nos está deteniendo el paso para poder cruzar hacia el Zócalo, señores.
How's everybody doing? God bless everybody that is watching. God bless our country of Mexico, our city of Tijuana, and God bless the United States of America. Let's thank God for giving us 2 legs, 2 arms, a mind that we can think, a heart that we can feel, and eyes that we can see. 9th of August today, 4:37 Pacific time, live broadcasting you from Tijuana, Mexico. I am Oscar Blue, independent reporter, journalist, and broadcaster from Tijuana, Mexico. Breaking news for everybody that is watching. This has happened in our city of Tijuana, in the shelter of Pastor Alberto, where sadly it has, an incident happen again in his shelter. Sadly, an incident happened again in his shelter as 4 armed individuals. The statements are released that there is possibly the organized crime who entered the shelter of Pastor Alberto, entered in the afternoon when they were doing their Christian service. These 4 individuals, they were carrying guns, and they entered to interrupt the service and to ask for 2 particular migrants that they were looking for them, as they asked several migrants, and ultimately they asked people that they were inside of the service and outside of the service. These 4 individuals went in there with guns and entered, and after entering and practically asking for these 2 migrants, they left the premises, and they were going around the premises for a certain amount of time. We talked to the pastor a few minutes ago, and we are going to give an update with the pastor later on the week. But we the pastor right now, as he just told me, CNN has arrived. Multiple outlets have arrived, and I am right now giving and not giving interviews due to security reasons. We are only giving interviews for particular individuals like yourself, Oscar, and people that we trust. But ultimately, he is pretty touched and concerned about what is happening in his shelter, which has not been the only shelter that the organized crime and these 4 or 5 individuals have entered with a long automatic weapons and weapons to search for migrants. The other shelter, that is the Embajadores de Jesus, the ambassadors of Jesus, that is preferably known as Little Haiti. Also, they entered that shelter looking for particular migrants. This has continued to happen as a lot of migrants from Michoacan, the part of our country of Michoacan and Guerrero, have arrived to our border, escaping from the cartel persecution and also escaping from the organized crime, which is taking over our country right now. As Mexico, it is number 1 for cartel activity, number 2 for killings of women, number 2 for trafficking of children, and it has 5 cities on the top 5 for violence and delinquents and narco activity in the world. This is sad, as we were talking to the Pastor Alberto. Pastor Alberto, as you guys have known, I have created a great friendship with him since 2018. We are going our 3 years of our friendship, and he has been a great provider for the security of people, also ultimately for sheltering people that they are suffering from persecution, and ultimately that they don't have a home. It does not matter your entity or where you're coming from. Pastor Alberto has always provided a home for whoever or whatever place you're coming from. They have gone to the human rights services. They have put a claim and a statement into the human rights offices. And the most concerning thing is that Pastor Alberto has a panic button, which immediately when he pushes the panic button, authorities arrive into the scene, which was not the case this time. Pastor Alberto push the panic button numerous times, and the authority arrived late into the premises. This upset, not only the pastor, but people that they are close to the pastor, knowing that he has a panic button, which it provides security for not only for him, but ultimately for his shelter, due to the circumstances of multiple different individuals arriving with political persecution, also with cartel persecution, or also with endangerment of their lives of persecution. This tells you, and for everybody that is watching, how's everybody doing? Thank you for joining in. Buy me a copy. It's on top of the link if you guys like to contribute to our independent reporter and reporting, and also our travel fund. Buy me a copy is on top of the link. For everybody that is watching, this is how it has changed. It has changed drastically in our country of Mexico. Sadly, it has changed into this. That is so difficult to now say what is going on. Ultimately, it is extremely dangerous now. It is really dangerous. And also, most importantly, the people that are going through this, that there are migrant people, migrant population, are exposed to to these kind of situations. Now, imagine this happen at a shelter where it's secluded, where people are supposedly in a place where they are secure. Imagine this at the migrant camp that is in a chaparral, where there's no security, where it's an open area, where practically you are just in the middle of nowhere with no actual gated community. It is all open. Imagine that you got more than 2,000 people right there. At the other shelter, Ambassadors of Jesus with Little Haiti, it has almost 2,000 people. At the practically in the shelter of Pastor Alberto, he has almost 500 to 700 people in his shelter. And this definitely, it trickled into this effect that we don't know who's coming in. This is the reality. We don't know who's coming in into the border cities, whether they are Mexican or not. We don't know their background. We don't know why they are escaping from what they are escaping of. And this is what it is exposed. This is what it is exposed to. People are exposed to this kind of situations, and ultimately, everybody's exposed to this kind of behavior. Now, the psychologists are going to go in because of the children that they are located in the Pastor Alberto's shelter, Agape. uh, Children are now, traumatized about this situation. He has multiple children in his shelter, which they saw how these four individuals entered the shelter without no advice or searching for somebody, in particularly someone. This has become something that is extremely dangerous for everybody that is trying to give the news, or ultimately for people that are trying to achieve an asylum or refugee. I'm not preaching to the choir of everything is I'm not preaching to the choir of saying this is okay. No, it is not. But this is ultimately a problem that has had an effect right now in our country of Mexico, which our president, you know horribly, our president of our country has our country in this situation right now. There's the statistics of right now where our country is with debts, and it is more than 86,000 debts due to illicit and cartel activity. This it is, something that is really difficult for our population to acknowledge that we are a really insecure country, and now add to the fact that we have a mass migration occurring to our south door, and ultimately, this is something that is this is something that is difficult. Somebody's asking really meticulous questions. I will answer one, just one. There were adults, the people that they were looking for. And this is sad. Why? Because I will tell you something. I have visited this shelter multiple times, and this is the type of situations that are occurring in every shelter around our city of Tijuana, around every border. This is something that a lot of the people in the United States of America are not, going to digest and going to settle and say, "Oh, this is, it happened last week, it happened this week." No, for us, it is something that is kind of normal that they do this kind of stuff because they're searching for somebody that possibly had, something to do with this, or they owe money, or they practically have an ajuste de cuentas, like they say, something that is remotely also tied up to them still. But that is not the particular situation. The situation is that this is just occurring in the middle of the day, and there's other innocent people in there which are also fleeing persecution, and also leaving their cities and leaving their states in our country of Mexico to migrate to another state in our country, and they encounter themselves with this kind of situation. It is traumatizing and it is horrible. And by the concern, I will tell you what Pastor Alberto, as we just talked right now at the phone, what he's really concerned about this, and he's really concerned about what it will come after, if this is going to stop or is not going to stop. This is the because this kind of situation that is occurring right now in Tijuana, it is exactly the same. It is the copy and paste of what is going on right now in Michoacan, and then also in Guerrero. It's a copy paste of what is going on in Michoacan and in Guerrero. It is just exactly the same of what is going on over there. So it is extremely concerning right now that if this going to be an inevitable effect that is going to continue. Wow. Because where do they, where these people are going to hide now? It's just, it's not, it's enough is enough, really. This is why I created the hashtag enough is enough. Really, enough is enough, people. This is too much. And Right now, the security of the shelter of Pastor Alberto is on high alert. So municipal authorities already know about this situation that is occurring. The human rights already knows about the situation that is occurring on his shelter. But clearly, these 4 individuals were looking for somebody. They were not looking specifically to go in there and pick somebody up. No, they were looking for somebody. Even they mentioned the name of the individuals that they're looking for. But those individuals were not there. Ultimately, they're searching for those individuals at every shelter. These are particular situations where these people have still debt to the organized crime, or they practically they want to speak to them in really I don't want to open up the bigger statement, but they want to talk to them, as you can say. So sadly, breaking news for everybody. This occurred in the shelter of Pastor Alberto. This is this is just this is concerning. This is really concerning because I go to this place more than likely really often, and I cannot understand what would have happened. If I was present at that moment, it will be a complete shock. But it's occurring, people. It is actually occurring, and it is actually happening at every shelter right here in our city of Tijuana. Also, in another news, and this was published, and this was put in our page, in our public figure page, and in the Facebook page. This occurred during the week, and this is how this is my God, man. Ay, Dios mío santo. They rescue a trailer with 90 migrants in there. 63 of them, they were minors. This occurred on the 6th of August. This trailer was transported, and the INAMI officers, also the National Guard officers, rescued 90 migrants, which 30 of them were adults, 63 of them were minors. They were coming from, Nicaragua, Guatemala, Honduras. These particular parts they were coming from. And they were stopped at a particular part in Chiapas, in the state of Chiapas, in Ocosocuautla. That's where they were stopped. And we have actual video as they were bringing them down. These minors, a lot of them, they were unaccompanied minors. And this is the concerning thing about this, that this is actually nonstop. Non-stop. Non-stop. Really. It's a really concerning thing. The unaccompanied minors, the child trafficking, the massive illegalities of child trafficking that are occurring. It is difficult for people to try to not understand of this opening of the border, how it is affecting our country, and it is not stopping the actual incentivizing that this coming in and going through Texas like it is the back porch of your house. This ultimately provides this to continue. And let me show this video right here as you're seeing how all of the people, they're blurring their identity. But this is not the first time that this has happened. This is not the first time that this has happened. It has happened before multiple times. Multiple times we have seen where, where people are being transported in trailers right now. As you guys know, Nau Noticias of Chiapas recently discovered, the tricycle smuggling scheme where they were smuggling people from Africa on the tricycle boots in Tapachula, Chiapas, all the way to outside of the city of Tapachula. And it was discovered, and they were charging between 1,000 to 1,500 pesos, which led to a threat to the Nau Noticias team. That is a lot of broadcasters, and the threat was, if you don't take down that post of us moving people into tricycles, we are going to put that reporter on trash bags. That was the threat by the organized crime. Ultimately, these kind of situations are occurring right now due to an open border in Tapachula. This open border in Tapachula, it is now open again due to the tariff that it was lifted, that it was put by Donald Trump on AMLO, the 5% threat of the tariff. If you continue with this enormous fluency at that particular administration with Trump, Trump told AMLO, I will tariff you with the avocado, beer, and the automobile industry 5% more. This ultimately, it lasted until, Donald Trump was not reelected. Joe Biden came in, the tariff was lifted, and this is continuing now. They have a big, gigantic problem of unaccompanied minors coming in through Guatemala into our city, into our country of Mexico. Not only that, a lot of people are sick. They're not healthy. A lot of people are not healthy. And the Tapachula citizens are really concerned about the COVID variant, Delta variant, which is arriving, which, just for everybody to know, we are just turned into the yellow light over here as COVID is designated in our country by a stoplight. We were cleared, and now Baja California is back on yellow. So restrictions are going to be back. As we told you, this is inevitable. They are going to be changing during the months to come. And now Baja California has changed into yellow. Chiapas, it is green. It's not. They don't have a high risk of infections over there, but potentially now the health department in our country of Mexico has almost designated Chiapas as turning into yellow. Also, this is an effect that is also the mass migration that is occurring into our south door, into our country of Mexico by Tapachula, by Ciudad Hidalgo, that is coming in. Speculations of other diseases that they are in the camps and ultimately in several different places. And, all of this, it is just an eruption of irregular things that are happening in our country and also in the border with Guatemala. This has not stopped. It is not stopping the fluency of migrants. It is not stopping. And it is the INAMI is right now just a processing center. Of course, the people that they are not compliant with proper documentation and all of this kind of stuff, they are returned back to their native country or to the border of Guatemala. But ultimately, a lot of the people are migrating with the right paperwork in through Guatemala, or they're just migrating underneath the river. They're crossing irregularly through the river. A lot of them are showing fake documents. A lot of them are showing, legitimate documents. And this is an irregular migration, as everybody knows. According to the Democratic Party of the United States of America, this is not a crisis. This is a challenge. So I will love to see how the philanthropist George Soros really is his opinion about what is going on in our country with this mass migration, the philanthropist, as a lot of these leftists called him. But, ultimately, this is the number one purpose, how this, to inform you guys, how is this aggravating by the moment? How is this getting difficult by the moment? How is this continuing by the moment? This video, it is by the National Guard, brought to you by the National Guard and the federal government, but also is to show you that 63 unaccompanied minors like that, they were captured in, and detained in the back of a trailer as neighbors around the trailer was parked. This is the aggravated thing. I'm going to the most aggravated thing, people. The most aggravated thing is that the trailer was left there. That's it. The trailer was left there as good luck to getting out of that trailer. People started coming around the trailer because they started hearing screams and people screaming for their lives as they were running out of air inside of the trailer. They were running out of air inside of the trailer. They started screaming. Suddenly, somebody came over to the trailer, started hearing. There were screams. There were little kids yelling. They called the authorities. The authorities arrived. They opened the trailer. They said, like, oh, my God, what the hell is going on here? And immediately they called the INAMI authorities and the National Guard authorities. And ultimately, this was the result. As not out of the 90 people that they were there, 93 people they were rescued. 63 of them were children, and the other 30 of them were adults. Wow. It's just unbelievable. I don't know what else to say. And this is I think that there was another one that happened not too long ago. It was a month ago that happened. This another like a month ago. Yes, another trailer was found, and I believe that it was in the part of Nuevo León where it was found. The other trailer, which it was really concerning because it was exactly almost the same amount. So it is just horrific. Why? Because these are children, man. These are unaccompanied children, which they want to get to another better safe place. I understand. I'm trying to be as much as humanitarian as I can, people. But this is a reality. It is a catastrophe what is going on in our borders. It is a pure catastrophe what is going on in our borders. It is inhuman what is going on. It is, it is just a crime against humanity, really, what the United Nations are doing right now to the migrant population. It is really what it is. A lot of people are not going to like what I say, but it's a reality. The United Nations is the one that provoked this mass migration, that created this globalist compact of immigration, and now they don't know how to handle it. Look at this catastrophe, people migrating at a massive, quantities. And, you have these people that they are exacerbating and saying that I'm creating hysteria at the border with adding the QAnon and conspiracy theories. But as you look in evidence through evidence every time, you can understand that this is not a conspiracy theory. This is not a QAnon. And I'm practically clearing things out. I don't believe in Q. And ultimately, this is no hysteria. This is a reality, what is going on in our country of Mexico. This is a reality. Who is going to be held accountable for all the people that they have lost their lives intending to move to the north? Who are the people that they are going to be held accountable? Nobody? I will wait for people to give me an answer. Who's going to be held accountable for all these crimes against humanity? It's sad. Unbelievably sad. How's everybody doing? Oscar Blue right here. Good evening to everybody. Breaking news. 4 armed individuals entered the shelter of Pastor Alberto Agape shelter searching for 2 migrants. And after that, they visited several shelters. This happened, past couple of days. And there were statements released by the pastor. I will get, I just talked to him on the phone, as he is extremely concerned about what is going on. And if this, lack of protection by the government of Mexico to protect this shelter, is it going to continue, or is it going to, be stopped? Or are they have a sort of, air of security that they are going to be protected? Sad what is going on. Really sad what is going on. Follow me at Facebook. Follow me at YouTube. Follow me on our new channel on YouTube as Oscar Independent Media, OEB Independent Media. Follow Border Network News at Instagram, Telegram, and also Facebook as Border Network News. You can follow me as Oscar L. Blue. You can follow me at, all the platforms that I just said. Telegram also. I don't have Instagram. Instagram took my account. And also, if you want to contribute to our independent reporting and our travel fund, Buy Me a Coffee is on top of the link. Thank you so much for joining in. God bless you all. Stay safe. And like we always say, people, peace and love. Because always your country's first. God bless.
Ya van días y varias semanas.
He hasn't given no response, and it's been days and it's been weeks, and
you think, Sarah, this canyon right here?
It's absolutely incredible. I haven't been to Tijuana in a lot of years, and seeing how wide open it is. I mean, I don't know if you could turn the camera around and show everyone just how wide open it is. It's incredible.
A couple of questions. No. Rashida, what is your opinion on the massive child trafficking that is happening?
Y espero logren su objetivo de la justicia a su país. Luchen por su país. Say the best, basically fight for your country.
Están bloqueando el acceso. ¡Viva! La Policía Federal o la autoridad nos está deteniendo el acceso y nos está deteniendo el paso para poder cruzar hacia el Zócalo, señores.